Hello, Virgo. Alright, this is your general reading for November 20th to November 27th, 2017. And if these readings resonate with you guys, please subscribe down below. And I love it when you guys subscribe. We're growing our little spiritual family here, and I love that. I love seeing new subscribers, getting the email alerts. I get an email every time you guys subscribe, and I love that. It gives me the warm and cozies all over, okay? Also, if this reading really resonates with you guys, please email me below for a private reading. I charge really good prices, and all you have to do is say that this is for the Virgo reading, and the first 3 people for this Virgo reading will get a 25% discount on your readings, okay? And it's only the first 3. I can't do more than that, but the first 3 get a 25% discounts. My rates are already really good, but I just want all of you guys, if you have any questions, to be able to come forward and ask them for a fair price, okay? And yeah, let's see what we can get for you guys, okay? Coming into a good reading here. Okay, Virgo, November 20th to November 27th, 2017. What messages can we get for Virgo, November 20th to November 27th, 2017? What messages can we get for Virgo? You guys like my singing voice? Because I think it's pretty good. Alright? Okay. So our first card is the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's been some kind of financial disturbance or change recently. Some of you may have lost your jobs or may have been kicked out or moved out of some place where I feel like there was some comfort, but there was like some discomfort as well. So I feel like there's a lack of, or there was a lack of communication with somebody, and possibly this led to you being kicked out or being thrown out somewhere. So that's really interesting. I'm also getting a feeling of lack of, I don't know what that means, lack of. We'll do some more cards here and see what else we can get. This is the 3 of Wands in reverse. Normally 3 of Wands is like a waiting card, like in other decks. In this deck, though, it's like a celebration with career and hobbies and stuff like that, like a passion of some sort. So what I'm seeing now, though, is that definitely some of you lost your jobs. There's been something that happened. The word economy comes to mind. So there's been something, maybe a layoff. Maybe your job isn't lost, but they've laid you off and you don't know if you're going to get hired again, but it's like this limbo phase. And some of you will not be receiving unemployment, and that's kind of difficult for you, which is weird because you would think there'd be unemployment with that, but there's something coming up where you will not be receiving something. I feel like it's just kind of like there has been a crash of some sort. Something you were passionate about, something you were making money with before, it's just not happening right now. There's been some sort of disturbance. And possibly you've had an idea of something you would want to do, but you've been kind of afraid to go for it. But here's the interesting thing. Now you can go for it. I mean, what's there to be afraid of? You already failed at you already failed at what you were doing before, but starting something new, you haven't failed at that yet. And you can learn and you can grow from it. It doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Sometimes the way things end are kind of messy and gross, but sometimes it gives starts to absolutely beautiful beginnings, and I think that's kind of what you're going through right now. Let's see what else we get. Okay, this is the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So this normally is a card of harvest, reaping what you sow, but when it's in reverse, it's definitely a loss of something. Some of you could have lost your 401k, some of you could have lost some sort of investment. Like retirement money is what I'm seeing. So maybe there was some stocks that just kind of faltered. Something happened in the stock market, the economy thing that I had in the start of this, that's kind of what I'm feeling. A lack of, now I know it's dealing with a lack of finances. a lack of direction. I feel like there's just a sense of loss. Okay. This is the Lover's card. Okay, this can represent a relationship. It can also represent a Gemini in your life. But I feel like if it's not you, it's your partner that's going through this exact thing. Some of you guys are going to be going through it. Some of you aren't. But there's this theme of loss. There's this theme of regret, of shame, of guilt, of just a sense of loss. There's not a lot of a feeling of completion. Let me see what else I can get for you guys. Okay, and that goes with the Gemini card. The Father of Swords is the King of Swords in any other deck. I really like this card because it's got the rainbow sword. So it's a feeling of completion I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. It could be the end of a cycle is what I'm seeing, but it's someone that can be cold but logical. So you can be dealing with a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, but more than likely it's an Aquarius sign because of the Father of Swords. But then you have the Gemini over here too, so there's definitely an air sign. Pretty strong for you guys. Again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And there's just this sense of whatever the person's going through, it's just a lot. You can't really talk with them. They're not showing, or they're not telling you their emotions. They're just kind of closing up. And if this is you, you're the one that's closing up to other people and you're not telling them what's going on. You're just keeping everything bottled up inside because you feel like other people cannot handle what you're going through. And you know what? It depends on the company you keep, but people can handle it. People can help you. It just depends on the company you're keeping. If there's a partner that is asking and they're wondering what's going on, I would say tell them. You have to tell them because it just has to happen. You're in a relationship to grow and to evolve, and there's no shame in like losing your job or losing something from a loan, something getting repossessed. There's no shame in that. It's just you're human, things happen. And you need to let that be an underlying theme or an underlying way of viewing things because there shouldn't be any shame here. There shouldn't. You're human. Things happen. It's okay. And then I get the Temperance card, okay? So, this card here deals with balance. And I feel like this whole situation is to help to bring you balance with something. Maybe you were working way too hard and you let your relationships slip by the side, or your partner let this happen. But that's what I'm seeing, is that you let something slip by. You let something just kind of die or die out. Maybe you stopped trying in the relationship, or maybe you stopped caring in a way because it was just too difficult. It's too hard to work and to do this and to come home and to help out with this and this and to be emotional and to be supportive and all that. I felt like there's just a lack of communication there, and it created problems. So this is a chance for you to focus on things that are actually important, because I mean, having a job, yeah, you need that. I understand that. But ultimately, if you're on your deathbed, you're not going to say, "Oh, I wish I made an extra $5 yesterday," or "Oh, I wish, we had more money right now," or whatever. Ultimately, you're going to be thinking what you wanted to do in this life, what you wanted to experience, who you wanted to be, how you wanted to make other people feel. You wanted to give people a sense of that they were loved, and I feel like that's what you need to focus on right now. If there's any way you can just focus on relationships and building up what I feel like could have possibly crumbled, I feel like that's a good thing to do, to focus on. Realize what's important in life, We get the Mother of Swords. Okay, now we have the Father and the Mother, but we get the Mother of Swords on this. The very first card we had, the Two of Pentacles in reverse, we get the Mother of Swords there. So definitely an air sign, strong air sign energy. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I'm feeling it could be more of a... I'm feeling it could be more of a Gemini energy again, but this person here in the beginning, this person needs to open up, or you need to open up to this person. You need to talk. You need to let this person in, okay? there's a sense of being cold and being very logical and being very calculating, but not being very emotional, or not showing an emotion when you're feeling upset or when you're feeling whatever. Your partner cannot read your mind, and you can't read theirs. There just needs to be communication. There needs to be an openness. Three of Wands in reverse, we get the Daughter of Swords again. I mean, wow, there is so much air energy in here, it's crazy. I'm starting to feel a breeze. That's how much air. No, I'm just kidding. But tons of air energy. So the person, either you or the person, wants to communicate, but there's something that's blocking that, and it's that feeling of like false pride. Like if they talk to you, they're going to be weak, and they wouldn't want that to blow up in their face. Maybe there was a childhood issue where they were told they were being weak in a situation, and they don't want to relive that, and so they don't do it. They just simply don't do it. There could be a childhood cause for all of this, where they're just told to keep quiet because they got themselves into this mess. They have to get themselves out of it. But what they need to realize is that there's family and there's friends there. What you need to realize is that you can be that, or you can experience that. We come to this life to have certain experiences, and maybe one of the experiences for you is to open up, or maybe one of the experiences for you is to I'm trying to think what I was going to say. Just if you're the one clamming up, work on being vulnerable. If you're the one that is trying to get the other person to open up, maybe give them a little bit of space. Just little hints here and there that help the person open up and know that they're safe. Because I feel like they really want to open up. They just are having a difficult time doing it. This is the Three of Pentacles reversed on the Six of Pentacles reversed. And so there's a lack of teamwork. Obviously, there's a lack of communication. There's no cooperation. You feel like you have to do this yourself. I feel like there's definitely somebody there. They are like right there. But you are not letting this person in. You are not talking to this person, or they are not talking to you. And there's just this sense of just like no communication. Both of you guys want to have an understanding, but neither one knows how to make the effort, neither one knows how to reach out to the other one, if that makes any sense. Let me see what we have here. Star card in reverse. So this is an Aquarius card. Again, air energy. And that goes right on top of the Lover's card, which is a Gemini sign. Again, air energy. Tons of air. Wow. So this person could be from afar. Maybe they blocked you. Maybe they just kind of up and left. The more I'm reading into this story, it's just getting more and more kind of, I guess, elaborate, more complex, because this person was there. Now I feel like they're not. Physically, I feel like they're not there now. And this could have happened just recently. And for those of you that are in a relationship where the person's physically there, there could just be a part of their lives they're not telling you about because they feel like they can't. Maybe they feel like they can't trust you, or you feel like you can't trust them. It's a two-way street. But I'm just seeing that this lack of communication is breeding mistrust in a lot of ways, and it's breeding this sense of just not being able to be open. We get the Ten of Cups on the Father of Swords, which to me shows that there wants to be a resolution here, and there definitely can be, but something needs to happen. There needs to be something that happens. And for you guys, Virgo, I'm going to draw an extra card on this one, and it's the World card. So there is going to be some completion here. This person's either going to come back, or there's going to be a breakthrough. But what you need to do is whatever feels like the hardest thing to do, and this is going to sound like weird advice, okay? Whatever feels like the hardest thing to do, you need to do it. If that means you feel like you need to give them space, give them space. Even if it feels like that's going in the wrong direction, just give them space. Give them time to breathe, to understand things. In a lot of ways, when there's that silence, there's also answers for the person. They don't have to deal with talking with you. They don't have to deal with trying to justify their own decisions as much. They just deal with themselves, and they can actually have decisions that they can look at. They can have, they can just look at their life in a way where it doesn't feel like you're also looking at their life over their shoulder. And then on temperance, because I know when someone, and I'll get to this in a second, but I know when someone's being closed off, we like to keep reaching, and we like to keep reaching, and keep reaching, and pulling, and trying to get their energy. But what that does is it makes us exhausted. And they're taking in this energy, they don't know what to do with it. It can cause anxiety for both people. One's being closed off, the other's overreaching, and it just turns into this dynamic of validation, or please love me, please love me, please love me, and if that doesn't work, there needs to be a lack thereof of reaching so that the other person can actually come forward, because the dynamic that's going on right now doesn't allow an honest form of communication in a way that promotes growth. Okay, on temperance, we are getting the Son of Wands, okay? So this energy here to me is someone that maybe at first appeared to be very charming and very nice. This could possibly be another person involved here because it's been hard to reach your partner. And I feel like this other person knows that there's a problem, and that's why they stepped in, is because they know. It's like they were waiting for it, okay? I don't feel like this person has the best of intentions. I feel like maybe they can say the right things and they can do this, but there's been some kind of red flag that's gone off in your head, and you're ignoring it because you're saying, well, they're nice, or they're this, or they're that. But there's something wrong here, because this person stepped in, and this only relates to some of you, but this person stepped into your life when he knew that there was trouble. And it wasn't to save you, it was to kind of take you away, but not in a way of like, he's the good guy. It's in a way of like, there's deceit, is what I'm feeling. I feel like this person kind of preys on those kind of people. They wait for them to be weak, and then they come in and they slither in and they're like, hey, how you doing? Oh, that's a shame that's not working out. That kind of thing. I'm not liking this energy. But I see that your partner is also being very cold, and it can make it hard for you to open up. And this person seems to listen to you, and they seem to do all that, but I just feel like there's ulterior motives here. And I'll draw another card for you guys on that. And I get this is the Seven of Wands in reverse. And so what that means to me is there's some kind of searching going on. You're looking for something. It's kind of like the Hermit card in my deck. But you're not allowing yourself to see the answer. You're too scared to go within and look within yourself to find the answer, because maybe you feel like there won't be anything there, or maybe you feel like by going within yourself you're going to see something you don't like, and that's going to scare you, and then you're going to lose track, you're going to lose faith, right? I'm going to try and get a psychic message here for you guys and see what I can come up with. I do see that there's a third-party situation, but we already got that in the cards. Possibly a sexual connection with this other person. Maybe this other person is like an ex. This person has tried to contact you before, but you've ignored them. But now they're coming at you again, or vice versa. Like it's like there's there was a wall there, and now the wall's not there anymore. Oddly enough, the reason you ended this relationship, though, is because there wasn't communication in that relationship, and now it's happening in this other relationship. And now, you see what I'm saying? Like, you're trading one non-communicative person for another non-communicative person, and I don't see how. And I feel like this first one was worse. But your relationship now is getting to a point where you feel ignored and you feel non-validated and you feel like you need to go seek something else out. But I feel like this person is not the answer because it didn't work before. I feel like they've said they've changed. They haven't. But they're saying they have. And they can convince you of almost anything at this point. Not that you're stupid, because you're not stupid at all. But this person knows that you're weak and they know how to prey on that. So ultimately, what I would recommend you guys doing is to just be honest with yourselves and to just understand that. Let your emotions flow, okay? You got to let them out. You got to talk about them. That's kind of where you're at. I hope this reading resonated with you guys, and if it didn't, check your other either sun, moon, or rising sign and go from there. But again, 3 people, the first 3 people, just email me with Virgo and then with your question, and then you get 25% off an already really good price on your readings. And we can go from there. And if you guys liked the video, please subscribe down below. I would appreciate that. And yeah, I think we can go from there. And I will talk with you guys next week. I love you guys. I will see you. Take care.